We crashed. I crashed my PC twice, book. We're not doing that again. It is what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you fuck up. I fucked up twice. But it's the third time that counts. One's a fluke, twice is a pattern, 3 times is fuck me. Can you hear me now, book? Are we back?
We back?
Okay, we ain't doing that no more. True Eddie in the mix. We've had some hiccups here. Let's just say that. We be jamming. It's all good. Trying to figure out which one of these is the Moose Saxon. There's the Moose Saxon. Okay, we are back. And we are good. Okay, so it is what it is. I'm also back from eating. Nice. Okay. So, Sean, you're here, right? We're just gonna... I was just gonna, like, do that as a preview. But yeah, we're just not gonna do that. That's just not gonna happen. So, let's go back, take a step back, and, read these stories. Does anyone else have anything they want me to read? Feel free to post it in the Discord. Under public stories. Wait, that was... Oh, you already posted in there. Okay, good. Nice book. Perfect. And you just gotta grab Sean's here. What were you generating? A picture of 2 men and 1 woman around a poker table. Yeah, something like that. But it was the conflict between... I think it was the conflict between the claymation and animation styles that I had picked. I think it was specifically that I was, like, overrunning the system with too much contradictory information.
Where'd you go, buddy?
I fucked up the stream. Fair Levi. But I think we're good now. Remember to add the NSFW for my story. Oh, the tag. I don't think we need to add the tag if it's just for something like that. I mean, I don't think I'm a big enough streamer that they would even give a fuck. But thank you for mentioning it, because if we are, we have to do that on the 10th, because for our spicy streams, we definitely label those NSFW. I still got to come up with an idea, unless you guys want to come up with an idea. What should be the premise for the spicy story on Tuesday? Like next week. The 10th of June for the makeup stream. What should the spicy story be about? Since Eggy hasn't been around in a while, I feel like going down the Fuda, Fuda road again is like probably like not the best, let's say, right? Maybe we can find something else that gets your guys' freaky on, not like me and Eggy. Man falls in love with a foot long, but he doesn't know how to make it work since he doesn't have the meat to fill it. Damn! Damn, Beezus. I like that. I like that. That's fucking hilarious. And then he's attacked by a werewolf girl and falls in love with her. Come up with something spicy for these 5 people. Kalen Vira, traveling glassmaker who collects stories and the patterns he etches into his creations. His gloves off. I generally just have 2 people in their book. Or like a third character to facilitate it. Like a character setting up another character with another character. No, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying I haven't done it. So maybe that would be interesting. I mean, I'm down to go over this and you know, analyze it and come up with some ideas. A menage on sync. Well, we can just write it down. Ideas. Spicy stories. There we go. Easy peasy. Locked and loaded. It is now in the archive. I got 1 week to go through it. I'll transfer it to my phone and I'll read it and study it while I'm at work. 2 birds with 1 stone, my friends. Getting paid to do what I love to do. Hell yeah. Hold on, I gotta fix this. I forgot that, everything fucking reset for a second time. Okay, there we go. Okay. We are ready. Let's do this. Jenna, now that we've eliminated 2 settlements, how many are left? I asked early in the morning. My general looked proud at me. Only 8 more settlements. The lizardmen remain inside the grasslands. They can't move far into the jungle, and there's no food for them on the beaches. The island has no other places where the lizardmen can survive. Those lizard women who are living here can only do so because we are aiding them during the cooler times of the day. Our nation isn't large, but there aren't many places in the jungles where people can survive, and only one of those is far enough in where the lizardmen can't reach. That's where the resistance was holed up. With 2 settlements taken, it shouldn't be long before we clear them all. Even the resistance might take out one of them within a year if they're smart, which they aren't. It wouldn't surprise me if they got themselves killed on one last-ditch effort to remove a settlement. I was stunned. Only 8 more settlements. Incredible. How far apart are these settlements? No more than 3 weeks' walk from here. Were we to repeat the process of small raiding parties to draw off their guards, we could clear another settlement this week. Next closest settlement is only 4 days' march from here. Thought pensively for a moment, then abruptly came to a decision. Get us ready for the raid. I want you and your wife, as well as Lysra and I, to do the luring. You're pulling, and the rest of us as your support. Then the best of your resistance fighters, around 10, to handle the larger groups once they've been lured out of the village. After we get the largest number out of the village, you and I will clear the village itself. Jenna saluted and made her way out of the hall. Marta arranged for a supply party to leave 3 days after us, meeting at the Midway Point campsite. Marta saluted as well. It will be done, my queen. Lysra hugged me in excitement, another sanctum to rescue. I hope it goes as smoothly as the last. I kissed her and hugged her tightly. We will save them all in time. I simply want to take it one settlement at a time. If we move too swiftly, we'll be unable to support the people we save. This 3rd settlement is close, so they may find us by accident, so it's our next target. I returned to the smithy project for the remainder of the day, and even while the sisters watched, I effortlessly built the structure, including a water wheel to power the bellows with a steady wind that could be diverted from intensifying the flames. to cooling the interior. The structure rose 2 stories with an ample living space above the smithy itself, and now it was completed. It only needed time for the mortar to dry. Then furniture would be their only need, and Trina wasted no time in firing up the forge and getting the collar scraps of to be melted down, along with the mangled weapons I had once used or destroyed in combat against lizardmen. Her sister shaking her head in fond exasperation. I smiled gently at both of them and looked on with approval as the first plates were beaten into submission. Satisfied with the day's work, Lysra and I went to bed in order to get an early start on the long trip. I had no doubt that both the smithy and the first house would be fully furnished and occupied by the time I returned, and I had already cleared additional building sites and piled the blocks needed for construction. If the work were managed properly, 10 more housing units could be built over the next month and furnished within a week of that. We set out as early as we could, with Jenna and I carrying our wives in order to set out even earlier than the cold-blooded bodies would have allowed. Both were wearing robes now, and in fact, all the lizard women had taken to wearing robes for the purpose of retaining the heat longer. Our 10 soldiers split into 2 groups of 5, following single file behind Jenna, or I as we traveled. With the added weight of our wives on our backs, the 5 following wouldn't even register in the soft soil of the grasslands. Anyone tracking us would only see a single set of prints rather than 6 individual sets. Lizardmen scouts we ran into had no chance, as we killed them from cover, stripping them of any metal or useful leather and leaving them behind for scavengers. Our travel speed and hours of travel were brutal, as we'd have to move slowly on the return journey. Thanks to our haste, we managed to save a day off the trip. Late on the 3rd day, just as the sun was setting, we arrived in sight of the settlement. We backed off out of sight of the settlement, finding 2 hollows, one for our 10 support and one for the girls and I. Jenna, bronze mace in hands, moved stealthily off into the grass, and before long, we heard the commotion of her ill-timed attack on the not-so-solo lizardman. She then pretended to run in fear, having misjudged the timing of her attack. Unsuspecting, the lizardmen chased her, and as she ran through our hollow, they followed. 6 heads tumbled into the grass as my sword effortlessly moved through their necks. Pulling the corpses out of the pathway, we prepared for Jenna's next pull. As in the last settlement, she pretended to have made an error in direction while attempting to lose her pursuers. This time, 10 hissing lizards chased our lure, and she led them to the group of 10 soldiers waiting in ambush. In a one-on-one match with steel weapons versus bronze, the lizardmen didn't even have time to call out in surprise. Another pole led to us, and the last 4 guards who would be willing to leave their posts lost their heads to my sword. Not a single call went out. The last 4 guards who were awake fell silently, never knowing how they died. Jenna and I silently crept through the village, clearing one hut after another, killing the lizards, breaking collars, and moving on, cautioning them to remain hidden until all clear was called. Standing outside the headman's hut, I thought about entering, but held back, motioning Jenna to the side. I took up station on the other side, waiting. "I'll get your food, Skrulg. Hold your garses." "Not like he's starving anyway, fat bastard," the second muttered sentence was as last as my sword came from behind to remove his head. We then crept into the hut before the door came shut. "Filthy ingrate, trying to starve me. After all I've done for this settlement. If it were for me, those females would have enslaved them through the mating bond. Insufferable." The headman wasn't paying attention to the door, having heard it close behind what he assumed was his lackey, and Jenna's mace crushed his skull after he had finished defaming his dead companion. "Good riddance to bad rubbish," I said loudly, and we moved to the sanctum. As before, the lizard women were somewhat fearful, even as a few human slave women looked at us in shock. Everyone, and I mean every one of you, lizard women and human alike, are now free. We will gather the eggs before we leave, taking all food and metal with us, and destroying this settlement outright. There are only 7 settlements left, and they won't last long. This war will be over within the year, I expect. Shocked gasps came from everyone in the sanctum, and happy tears welled down many faces. "Your Majesty, do you truly mean to rescue us too?" asked the lizard woman incredulously. I nodded, and one of the human women, once relieved of her collar, flung herself at the speaker, embracing her in fierce hug, which was returned eagerly. However, she stopped, frozen in fear, a second later, to turn her head towards me, only to see a gentle smile on my lips. I'm glad to see this display, as it means I know to keep the two of you together. That mating bond is not something to be trifled with. I assume the headsman hadn't expected a human to trigger a mating bond, let alone a human female. But once it was triggered, he couldn't keep you apart or lose a rape victim. Disgusting pig. Wish I could kill him again, more slowly. Both women smiled at that with an evil grin of people who agreed wholeheartedly in giving the specific person a lot of pain. Luckily, it seemed that even the men within this group understood about the mating bond, and not one person, man or woman, blamed the lizard women for the crimes of the lizard men. As Lysra and Griselda flung themselves into mine and Jenna's arms, respectively, and we hugged tightly in happiness at another successful liberation, a human man approached and bowed in respect. My queen, thank you for your aid today. Our eyes met. We both froze, as did Lysra. The emerald in my coronet flashed with information about this man's bloodline, but it hardly mattered. Even if he were a pauper with no family name, it wouldn't have mattered. This shouldn't be possible, Lysra stated emphatically, but regardless of anything in the past, the mating bond had triggered again for Lysra. But it took me along for the ride, it seemed. All three of us started to kiss and hug passionately. I don't understand this. Never has a lizard folk been bonded twice. Slapping my face, I rallied what little sense I could muster. We need to move, now. Recover the broken shells and place them in the nursery. I'll carry the eggs in this bag. Surround each layer of eggs in sand and make sure they can't break during our trip. It's a 4-day journey. Gather all the food and metal. Leave nothing behind. Split into smaller groups to travel. Humans in the lead with lizard women and the following. With any luck, it will look like the humans are being chased to any attackers that come here to investigate. A flurry of activity ensued, and soon the village was emptied, and I created an earthquake that swallowed the village in its entirety, leaving little to show that there was ever a village in the first place, but the sinkhole that opened was totally natural. Nice. Getting her done, rescuing more people. Let's do it. So for my story, first page is what I'm hoping to be my cover image. The first passage is what I thought would be my first chapter, and the second writing part is what will most likely be my first chapter now. Alright, book. So you want me to read this one? Or do you want me to read both of them? Okay. Alright, sounds good. Hey, I'm gonna lurk. Have a great stream. A weird fox. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, no worries. Sounds good. Have fun. Always good to see you around. Okay, before we do this, I gotta grab a drink, and then I'll be right back. Oh. Knock everything over. You done with the last storybook? No, I'm taking a break. I was getting frustrated. Did I end up missing the second chapter? I don't think so. Meant, did you write it? I never saw the second one since I was stuck writing for a few weeks finishing my book. I think I did. I no longer remember as I'm completely focused on this now. Sounds fair, book. It's usually how it goes. Usually how it goes, book. I think I've up to chapter 14, but I'm not happy with it. Huarong was coldly prepared for the ritual as she had been for the past 3 years. She The acolyte assigned to this duty was an older woman in her early 20s. She had been trained for 5 years on this delicate task. Huarong took a shady breath as her body heated and moistened in the diligent hand of the woman. Normally the room was full of chants and clerics, but she had become shy of late, and so they had left to give her time to become aroused, as was needed for the ritual. Soon she was close to orgasm as her clit was rubbed expertly. Just before she crested the hand stopped and the clerics and monks were called in. Huarang was still being stimulated on occasion to keep her warm, but she was still self-conscious. 3 years of this was not enough to make her comfortable. The first petitioner arrived. She was a woman in her mid to late 30s, and she would be barren. All the women who came to see her, either with their parent or alone, were barren. Occasionally, a woman who desired a son would petition, but most were not that desperate to pay the teeth for the god to appear and hear your plea was relatively small, a small cup of blood that Huarang would drink as the vessel. The woman cut her palm and offered the teeth willingly to one of the senior monks. She then took it to Huarang and tipped it to her lips. She drank it all. Then the chanting began. Now the woman, who was still stimulating Huarang, moved again to this, and this time Huarang crested that peak. She felt her body floating on the flow of ecstasy, and in that moment the goddess possessed her. The possession was hard to describe. She felt full and distant from her body, but could hear and see everything. The goddess spoke. "Petitioner, state your boon." The woman prostrated herself to the floor, her hands folded neatly in front of her head, her back straight, her feet tucked under her legs. She whispered her boon. "I need a child." The goddess heard and stated the price. "An elder of your family must be sacrificed. Did you bring one?" "Yes," the woman whispered, barely audibly. The senior monk gestured to someone outside the room. A very old man entered. He looked confused and frail. "This is my grandfather," the woman said, never looking up. "He is the sacrifice." The old man smiled despite the grim words. That's when everyone knew he was demented. He had no idea why he was here and why he would die. The woman on the floor started to shake, as if she had looked up, deep sadness would have shown on her face. Her grandfather had raised her from a young age as her parents had died of plague. but he was getting harder to care for, and she desperately wished for a child. Oh, nice. Prostrated to the floor. That's redundant. True. So there you go, book. I guess that's something, but we'll analyze it like once we've seen both scenes, right? And then we can come back and look at that kind of thing based upon which one we decide is like the better one, right? There's no point in critiquing one that we may not use. The monk moved to stand beside the woman and the chanting began again. He asked the woman to stand up and take the knife he handed her. Shaking and crying, the woman took the knife and went over to her grandfather. He only said one word, her name. Mianyu. The woman collapsed at this and wrapped her arms around his waist. The monk gently cleared his throat. There were still more petitioners. The woman collected herself and stood once more. She then walked behind her grandfather and quickly and decisively slit his throat. A great spray of blood gushed out. His life leaked from his body. She watched this all with teary eyes until he took his final breath. Once the teeth had been paid, the juices of Huarang's ecstasy were collected and given to the woman to drink. She would become pregnant the next time she slept with her husband. This sequence of events went on for the rest of the day. Huarang saw 5 petitioners that day. Some were not able to pay the teeth asked, and settled for a smaller boon. One that wouldn't guarantee pregnancy but would increase their chances. Some were of a dark nature as well, a jealous concubine asking for a miscarriage for the main wife or favorite concubine, a mother begging for a son and a father begging for the incestuous child of he and his daughter to die in the womb. All were exhausting, and by the time the sun set, she was dehydrated and ready for supper. The acolyte, who had so diligently helped her, cleaned her up and signaled for Huarang's personal attendant to take her back to her room. Any excess fluid was collected and stored for sale later. And here's the second one. The break of dawn, when the morning mist still lingered over the mountain paths, Huarang rose from the kang bed and dressed in her worn cotton robe. She tied her hair with a simple hemp cord and stepped out into the courtyard where dew beaded on the stone tiles and the air carried a faint scent of pine and damp earth. Leonor followed soon after, half asleep, still rubbing her eyes with the back of her sleeve. She was small for her age, her winter coat already tight across the shoulders. Huarang handed her a smaller basket, and together, in a quiet hush of early light, the two sisters made their way toward the forested slope to check the snares set the day before. Along the ridgeline, they found what they expected, 2 rabbits caught cleanly. Huarang dispatched them with practiced ease, murmuring a quiet thanks under her breath. They gathered herbs as they returned, some common for the table, others rare, wrapped carefully in oiled cloth to dry and sell later in town. By the time the sun reached the treetops, the girls were back at their cottage, smoke already curling from the kitchen flue. Amu was attending a stew over the clay stove, her back straight despite the weight of her years. She wore her usual indigo tunic, patched at the elbows, and greeted them with a slice, with a glance and a quiet, "Wash your hands before you touch the pot." Huarang sat beneath the eaves to skin the rabbits, the blood dark against the smooth curve of her knife. Leonor prattled beside her about the new boots they would make her. Her feet had outgrown last year's pair, and the stitching had come loose on one side. "It's only the start of Jijia," Huarang said, more to herself than anyone else, "but even here you must think of winter by midsummer." Their village was small, so small it had no proper name, no shrine of its own to offer at a temple. Amu and Leonor walked half a day down the valley to the county seat, where the yamen and church stood side by side, stiff with incense and brass. Huarang, though, never went. She had asked once. It was years ago, before Leonor was born, before the cottage had its second room, and the roof had been mended with thatch. "Why can't I go to the church?" she had asked Amu one rainy afternoon, the smell of boiled millet heavy in the room. Amu had not looked up from her weaving. "Your body is not sound," she had said, almost gently. "The gods do not take from those who carry illness. It offends the order of things." And that had been that. But Huarong had seen lepers in the alleys of town lay down offerings. She had seen old men with milky eyes kneel before the altar. She had seen the lame and the sick bring what little they had, and be received. Still, she had not asked again, but she had not forgotten. Okay, so, what's, I guess take a step back. I thought these were the same scene, but written differently. Not two different scenes. So, what, I guess I'd say, like, what's the purpose that you want? I want to know what would work better as chapter 1. Oh, okay. Okay, I need to know what chapter 2 is, though. That's the most important thing. What's chapter 2? Callie, how's it going? For the second option, it would involve a masturbation scene and magic. Okay. For the first option, it would be a rest scene to get to the chapter 3. Just worked out a little. I'm gonna keep going later. Hell yeah, Callie. Sounds good. I'm doing good. I really like this one. I'm like, you could even have this as the prologue. And then come back to it. And it's like she's gone from being this... because I like that contrast. That I'm going to keep both regardless, but just want to know how to start. Yeah. I think this would go good, like go hard as the prologue. And then start with chapter 1 with this. And then it's like, oh, well, how did she go from being this... no-name person, right? Because this asks questions of like she's asking herself, right? Like, oh, if sick people can't do it, then why? But I've seen sick people do it, then I think they're lying to me. And then you present that yes, they were lying, and when they found out that she was actually a vessel, and like it gives you the vibe of, oh, like were they hiding her away because they knew that she was special, and they knew that if she went. Super nice as an opening, IMO. Introduces the reader to how the world works almost instantly. I could see the second one being a flashback. Exactly, Beezus. Exactly. So I think, yeah, this one hits really hard. It gives you... It's got a really good hook, and it shows you, like, how the magic and, like, gods and stuff and, like, the structure of the world and what it's based around, which is offerings to gods that are possessed through vessels, right? So it gives you everything off of the bat. I wrote it completely by myself, no AI helping at all. Nice! Well, I like it. Both scenes are very evocative, because this one gives you the, like, raw, like, visceral feeling of, like, what people are willing to sacrifice, and, like, what people are willing to go through. And then this is like, you know, a person who's almost been put on the back burner, who feels that they're being neglected and possibly lied to, and they don't know why, but they want to know why. Because if she didn't want to know why, she would have forgotten about it. But since she never forgets, she always wants to know why. But she's not willing to ask. That's like afraid of the answer that you'll get. Whether the answer is an actual answer or the answer is a berating for asking. I think that's really powerful. Just as a thought, could option 1 be the prologue and then option 2 the first chapter? I mean, it could, book, but I just feel that like this is a better place to be. Does that make sense? Like, the prologue is usually like a flashback moment that shows you like what happened before. Well, it's not that you want to start with action, it's that you want to start at like an interest, like you can start the story at any point in time. So you want to make sure you started at the most interesting point in time, right? And it's like, is it more interesting seeing a person willing to sacrifice their grandfather to have a child versus someone that's like being restricted from going on a holy pilgrimage? Like, those are the questions you have to ask yourself, right? And that's what's really important. Is because, like I said, like, I do this because I want to know what those questions are. Right? And once you have those questions, then you can formulate everything around those questions. And then that sets you to, like, the perfect spot to be, right? You want to start familiarizing the reader with a hook. You get a few hundred words to get a reader interested before they dip most of the time, making someone kill their own grandpa with the reasoning he's too hard to take care of anyways is honestly killer. Yeah, it's great. And even, like, the hesitation at the end, when it's like he says her name, it's so fucking powerful, you want to know more. And you're like, this sets the complete vibe of the book, right? It's like, that's why I want the prologue of my book to be the death of Torg. And it's like, we start off right immediately into the action. Favorite part is the blood spurting. Yeah, that's such a good imagery. Just squirming on the ground. Just... fucking love that shit. Okay, so now we're gonna do what we normally do without stable diffusion. So we'll take this, we'll go here, pop up this, and we want to go clickbait. Okay, let's see what it gets us. Yeah, I think I need to add a bit more detail to the scene. Now I nap, and then I write more after nap. Good job, book. Hell yeah, sounds good. See you later. Have a great nap. Okay, so clickbait title: Presidents trapped in Air Force One scandal. Explosive secrets revealed. Shocking footage leaks from Air Force One. Drugs, betrayal, and high-stakes poker game spiral into chaos. Will the world's most powerful men survive the ultimate scandal? Okay, so I'm going to create an image of... I mean, that's some powerful imagery, right? I don't know where it got the poker table from. I mean, what do you guys think? I think it's kind of fucked. I don't, because it's trying to be like the Two Towers. Let's try that again from scratch. Can you recreate the written prompt for the image? I think this is really all we need. I mean, that's pretty solid, right? We'll save that one. Here. Let's see what it does with this. Hmm. I don't know if any of this is actually worth anything. Like, this is where I need your guys' opinion for, like, what should I do? Should we just do the AI generated images? Should we try and find something that's like, you know, I'm bad at this kind of thing. Okay, let's just try and start from scratch, and let's say, create a prompt, a written prompt for a picture of a poker table in a, let's say, a poker game in on an airplane. That's all of them. Right? Jesus. Generate a picture I think works well for your story and put it in the Discord if you want to take a look. Hell yeah, Beezus. Oh damn, that looks really good. That's a way better thumbnail. Yoink. Thanks. That's great. I love it. It's a lot more ominous and dark, and it's facing the right direction. Eric. Okay, let's see what kind of prompt it makes. And then we take the prompt and we make an image. Let's see what we get. But where's Donald? I mean, I guess Donald is the main character, so he could be the one looking out, right? We got two Baracks, two Clintons, and like a George Bush. I mean, this one looks really good, but it's like we need to replace this guy with Obama and this guy with Trump. I don't think it can do all of them. Oh shit! It's pretty close. Okay, let's go back to the drawing board and let's just do one person at a time. Let's see if this works. I mean, we could just do this. This looks nice. We don't need the people there, right? We just need kind of an idea. Okay, let's call that one. Right. Let's see what we get from this one. Do you guys think we're going in like the right direction at least, right? Making a bunch of images for the video to switch between during the video. Yes, Beezus. That is the idea. Because I don't know what else the fuck to do for the video. Like, we're just kind of experimenting with shit at this point. Because if it was up to me, I'd just, like, have the text on the screen like I used to, but the feedback that I've been given is that that's not engaging enough. So, we're trying to figure out something that's engaging enough. How long is the total video? 15 minutes. Might be able to use that. Just gonna see what it gives me from the scene itself. Can you not just use some actual Air Force One pictures, or you don't want to switch between regular pictures and AI-generated ones? I mean, if I could get some, that's why I was looking for like the B-roll. Where is it? Is it this one? No, it's back 3 more. 3 more, right? No. Yeah. Clickbait visual for thumbnail, and these are the airplane interior intention, and this, like, it shows me, it's like free B-roll visuals for horror-based stories. So we've got luxurious poker game setting, opening scene. To match the poker game with powerful men and their wives, you need footage of a lavish, dimly lit setting with a sense of tension. Search luxury casino interior or high-stakes poker game on this site. Can you provide me with links to the B-roll footage? Just to make all of the searching super easy. First one is public domain, if that matters. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, Beezus. The problem with this, most of these have the fucking watermark on them. It's not very helpful most of the time. It's like most people want you to pay for the B-roll and shit like that, so it's like it's just easier to just do AI generated images. But like, Beezus, what would your prompts be, right? Like my biggest problem is I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to ask it to do, right? And what is the most interesting thing that's gonna get their attention? That's why it's like, I was like, wouldn't the best thing to do just to be this and just to use milk drop? I know it feels like the problem, it feels like the lazy way to go, but it also feels like it's the best way to go. What do you guys think? I mean, some of the visuals can be overwhelming, so maybe I can go through and like figure out just a couple of different animations that are like really smooth. Generating AI images is definitely the hardest way to go. That's why I was giving you a cop-out. Yeah, because I'm like, there's so many, like, I don't know. I mean, I haven't had success with anything, so it's not like I have anything for it to compare to, right? But like, this scene would go like super hard. My biggest problem is like, I don't know how to use milk drop. I guess we could just ask Grok actually. How do I get milk drop version 0.3 to stay on one visualization? Wait, what? Oh my god. Fuck you, Twitter. Why? fuck off. They do this to make you want to fucking buy premium. I swear to God. Look, buy premium so you don't have to do this bullshit. Fuck you. Welcome back, Weird Fox. Account unlocked. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? It's like, it's easier, it's harder to get into Twitter than it is to get into my fucking bank account. Jesus Christ. To make milk drop stay in a single visualization preset and prevent it from automatically changing to another preset, you need to disable the auto changing feature, which is typically tied to the beat detection or time transitions. Press F8. F1. Did I close it? Yeah. Okay. Randomize colors. Wait, do I have to turn it off? Fuck, it's 6, then off. Does that make it so it doesn't change? So you just find a good visualization, and you can like switch between scenes. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is this more engaging than just having AI images, or could I do like a combination of the both? Where I have this plus like interlaid with the AI images? Because like, I'm just at a crossroads if I just don't know. Right? But if you look at like the other main like... Oh shit, Secure Team came out with a new video. I didn't even notice. You should watch that. Like for instance this one. That's like always live. It's like, it's just a visualization, right? And then it's just like an auto reader of a story. So it's like, as far as I'm concerned, this is what I'm competing with, right? And then like Lighthouse, yeah. Like it's just like random B-roll of a forest. So that's what I'm competing with, right? So it's like, how do I make something that's better than that by scales and magnitude? And I have been considering getting the new VEO version 3 of the Google thing. I think it's Google. I'm not sure, but whatever. To actually make videos. Do you guys think that'd be worth it? Because I hate paying for shit, but man, it looks really fucking good. But I still don't know what the fuck we should do. Costs way too much to make a video longer than 10 seconds. Well, it's like with the how much is it? How much? Highest growth potential right now is striking into the shorts market, if you're at all interested in that. Then just having long form videos on your channel after that. Yeah, that's why we have this. We have a short for every single story. And so you've like experimented with different things. Like we had like AI generated images, we had just me, AI generated images, then we changed to some visualization, then we went to like actual text on the screen, and notice there's like not really any variation in like views, right? And then it's like this one, it was a Viking story, it got 500 views. But yeah. So it seems more like it was tied to the actual story itself than any of the visuals as far as statistics go. But all of these are like 1.5 to 2 minute little excerpts from the stories themselves. And then you can find all of the main stories here. That's pretty much what the channel looks like right now. So not sure what to do about this. But maybe it's like let's stick, you know what? Let's do the really lazy way, and let's just do a visualization. I'll just do that after the stream. And we're also posting them to TikTok now. So we have a couple on TikTok. So this one got 95 and this one got 118. We got a couple of likes. We're doing good. Sure. Where's the fucking mute button? I can never find it. Where the fuck is the mute button? I don't know where the mute button is. Where's the oh, there it is. I'm like, where's the fucking volume button? Someone touched this phone. The words hung heavy in the air, a thread of shadow weaving through the stillness. Eldon felt the weight of her gaze, the unspoken question. What else had been missed? The hours stretched as they combed the cabin. This is terrible. I'm just going to YouTube. Where's the volume? Through the stillness, Eldon felt the weight of her. Someone touched this phone. The words hung heavy in the air, a thread of shadow weaving through the stillness. Eldon felt the weight of her gaze, the unspoken question. What else had been missed? The hours stretched as they combed the cabin, the light fading to a dim glow beyond the window. Mara was meticulous, her movements precise, while Eldon watched, his mind turning over the puzzle. The phone nodded him, a silent witness to some unseen hand. Who had come? Why? The senator's death had seemed a solitary end, but now it felt like the opening of a deeper tale. Mara paused by the fireplace, her eyes narrowing at the painting. She reached out, steadying it as it wobbled, then froze. Chief, help me with this. He lumbered over, and together they lifted the frame from the mantel. Behind it, there were clear blood marks caked into the brick, as if someone's head had been smashed into it. They both looked at each other, knowing there was no such wound on Vane. Eldon's breath caught. What in the blazes? The thought was ripe in Mara's head. She set the painting aside and peered up the flue, her flashlight cutting through the dark. A grunt escaped her, sharp and sudden. There's something up there. Something big. She reached in, her arms disappearing into the soot-stained maw, and then she pulled. A muffled thud echoed as she dragged a bundle down. A bundle that resolved into a man, his body stiff and blackened, his face frozen in a rictus of terror. He was shoved headfirst into the chimney, his legs bent at impossible angles, his clothes torn and smeared with ash. Eldon stumbled back, bile rising in his throat. Light preserve us. This changes everything. The second man was identified by dawn, his wallet miraculously intact in a pocket of his shredded coat. Daniel Reese, 42, former aide to Senator Vane, vanished from public life years ago. His face, though marred by decay, bore the marks of a struggle, bruises on his throat. Someone touched this phone. The words hung heavy in the air, a thread of shadow weaving through the... What do you think? Honestly, the biggest thing you might be missing is a small amount of ominous music. I guess it's not loud enough because there should be ominous music in the background. Stillness. Eldon felt the weight of her gaze, the unspoken question. Maybe I fucked up on this one, but they're supposed to be. Stretched. Like, here, let's go to another one. I'm pretty sure this one has it. The night descended, a velvet monarch cloaked in the starless dominion. Maybe these don't have it. Maybe I started just on the dentist one. The taste faded into oblivion. The testament to my will sat. If the room weren't so chilly, sweat would bead on my skin. The idea freezes me. Great rewards follow great trials, and... Okay, well, they're supposed to have a track in the background. But I don't know why they don't. Okay, I do have them. I don't know, the files are gone, so it's not gonna do it. Okay. That sucks. I forgot about that. If the room weren't so chilly, slam my head. Hobby? Yeah, think you can no, I guess I just fucked up there and I never put the soundtracks in. Gotta make sure to do that this time. But you're right. They should have soundtracks in the background. That's why half of this is like, for the original B-roll is all this one's all music. Different kinds of music that I should use for it. And I have like this kind of stuff. Whoops. We got some good stuff. You just have that just super fucking quiet in the background. And just popping up every now and then. Like, I think it's probably better to focus on that than it is to focus on the visuals. So maybe we should just, find the tracks that go along with it. And then just do the visualization. And... yeah. So the question is then, what kind of music kind of goes along with that, right? Like, we've also got but then, oh yeah, half of these are fucked because they're they actually have the preview in the middle of them, or some sort of fucking watermark sound, which is super annoying. Reuse Suno for music? No, what's that, Beezus? Because the biggest problem is the fucking copyright issue on YouTube. Make any song you can imagine, but I bet you have to pay for it, right? It's gonna give you 3 things to do, and then it's gonna be like, oh, you have to sign up. I just don't trust this stuff. My brain is total mush now. Catch y'all later. Alright, Sean, have a good night. Take care, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. See you tomorrow. You get a decent number of free tokens to use, but if you want unlimited, yes. See, I hate that shit, Beezus. I hate having a limited set. And it's the only reason I don't want to pay for something is because everything's bullshit anyways. So it's even when you pay for it, it's still bullshit. So it's I'd rather just go the free-to-play route. I'd suggest looking at the songs and seeing how good the generated stuff is. I don't know. Okay. That's B-roll clips. Let's see if we can find some music. Okay, so soundtracks, opening track. Set the tone right away. You need something that establishes intrigue and unease, hinting at the high-stakes drama and impending doom. Impending Doom by Motion Array. It's always so loud. Where's the volume? I guess there isn't one. Well. Yeah, of course. Subscribe to download. Okay, that doesn't help. See, sometimes this doesn't really help with cause it like literally makes shit up. See what it gives us. Because this is like the most annoying and hardest part. Like if I had a library, like, or once I have a library, then it's like, you know, then I'm good. But getting that library and finding free places to get this shit is like almost goddamn impossible. What's this about getting a library? Like a library of music and a library of B-roll. Of like, you know, hundreds of different songs and hundreds of different shots that I can like mix and match together so I don't have to, so like when I have a story, I don't have to go out of my way to find what music fits. I just have a library of music. I go, okay, this is the one that fits that setting. Boom, there's the soundtrack. Okay, where are the visuals? Bring down the visuals, put the visuals across. Okay, easy to go. Boom, done. But like sourcing them individually at the beginning until I have a collection of them is so fucking annoying. Because it's like, it'll say this thing exists, but it doesn't exist. But it's like there's something close to it, but it's not the same thing, but it's never like free. I'm like, I don't care how shitty it is, I just want free stuff. Whatever's out there that's free, just get me free. For the opening, consider opera obscura. I should have asked it to provide links. I need to add that to the provide links to the music. Okay, let's try this.
We are back, dude.
Oh shit, Amy Beams! Holy shit, thank you for the raid! Welcome, welcome! How's it going, girl? How was the day? So it says that this is it. Okay, see that doesn't help me at all. Provide a link to the songs, please. Oh, I am, Amy. I am. Alright, yeah, have a good night. Have a good sleep. Take care of yourself, girl. We'll see you again. Again, thanks for the raid. Have a great night. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. You're going to want to tune in on June 10th, because that's the bikini day. The makeup day, June 10th. For now, it's just ordinary streamables. Right? My birthday is Wednesday. Oh, nice! My day off is Wednesday. I'll have to watch you. Nice. Sounds good. Well, now I know what I'm doing on Wednesday. Easy peasy. Okay. Only unlimited license, 100% royalty-free music. Okay, let's just stop. Grok is just not helping us. Start free, so it's not completely free. Soundstripe. Probably have to pay for it, right? That's super annoying. Yeah, it's like a free trial. Of course it is. Of course it is. Require a subscription for access. Okay, yeah. What is a site that provides free downloads of music? There's gotta be something, right? Unstable connection. You don't like that. It's like, because when it thinks free, it thinks royalty free. But I'm like, yes, I want royalty free, but I also want free. As in, like, here, use this music as B-roll. I hate Ben Sound because it has, like, watermarks in the music. YouTube audio library. Hmm. Can you suggest tracks specifically from Pixabay? It's like, if it's got so much shit, give me some shit from there. That'll help us a lot. Oh, takes a while, but it's doing what it does, right? Can't help that. I mean, if we get something out of it, it'll be worth it. But I just need to go through and get like a bunch of these. I mean, I got a couple of them, but the ones that I have are really bad in the fact that they have like the watermarks in them and everything, which just is super annoying. It's really struggling.
Yohanyu is now following. Thank you for following Yohanyu. I hope you are enjoying the stream less than 3.
True, Yohanyu.
Hi, sweetie.
True.
Hatred was just telling me he used to Arch Commander Consummate and thinks he'd be a perfect match for us.
I'm not that interested. Are you smoking?
Who?
You.
Why?
What, why? Are you smoking?
Maybe.
What? When did you start smoking?
It's not good at fucking looking at anything.
9-ish.
So you have been lying. It all makes sense. The filled ashtrays, the burning pine-scented hairspray.
Yes, I'll say it. Her 3-pack a day.
That's shaped like a Japanese word, but I'm not sure on it. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this is worth anything. Yeah, I can definitely see this. Copy this. Go here. And what do we want to call this? Suspense? Thank you, Alex Bess. Yeah. Because this is what most of them are, and then you just, so what I do is I have whatever genre it is, let's call this one suspense, and then we'll drop that in, and then we make a new text document, paste that in, save that. And that is our reference. So whenever we put it in something, we put it in the description, and that gives notice that this is, you know, their work. So then you have one song and one text document. And that's what I do with all the songs that are, you know, they just require you to shout out the author, whatever or the maker, whatever the word is for it. This would be perfect! Dude, this would be perfect for Tanner! Just going ham, head over tail, doing fucking drugs. Just go hard. Okay, we're definitely grabbing this one. What would you call that? I guess we just call it classical. Perfect. Oh. Tension music. Maybe this one. Actually, I like that one. Let's do that one. That was really good. What else have we got? Tanner's Antics. Let's see what this one's like. It's just so ironic. But no, that doesn't really work. This doesn't really vibe. Maybe this one? I mean, that's pretty good battle music. This is like a cryogen intro. Ooh, this might be good. Yeah, this might be really good. Wait, what? I'm confused. Something went wrong here. There it is. I'm like, where did it go? Disappeared on me. There we go. Alright, let's try these and see how these fit in. Open? I don't think Filmora is open. Let's open it. And we're gonna go to music folder. Genius. Go to short stories. Suspense. This. This. I think we need one more. Those aren't any good. Mystery. Those aren't any good. We have dramatic. We need to have this dark cinematic suspenseful. Okay, let's just take this one. See what we can do with it. Okay, dark cinematic. Okay. Let's see this. There's 30, there's 28. More than that, minus 22. Okay, this is Tanner going crazy. This is Tanner. This is the news station. So this is Tanner. This is the news station. feel like maybe this. This should be the intro. And where does that leave us off? What was it you said you would never do? Oh yeah, that's right. We all remember. At least, yeah, so we can still keep going with that with this. He builds bridges, unlike our mill over there, torching them with that Our Care fiasco. I think pieces of that are still holding together thanks to Josh. My era wasn't far off, and I didn't love it, but it is what it is. I didn't tell him to do it, Josh smirks at Dick. Why'd you do it? Dick flushes crimson, braced for the storm. It's the table, rising. Didn't have it any other way. Melanie slides against the wall, her movements fluid. Daniel adjusts his tie, clears his throat, and steps in. They approach the poker table, her steps mirroring his, her hand grazing his arm. Reporting, sir, Daniel says. Takeoff's ready. Delegates agree. Dubai's set. All clear? Reginald waves him off. No sweat, kid. You're good. Thanks. Understood. I'll tell the pilot. Melanie loops her arm through his. I'll tag along, she winks, and give my opinion. Her eyes lower. Daniel covers her hand with his. Appreciated, my lady, but unnecessary. She giggles, escorting him to the door. This, at least, I can do. She plants a kiss on his cheek. Hey, bitch, how's it going? Hey, Turs Mas 12246 fan. How are you today? Welcome to the stream. Trying to figure out the right soundtrack. Hey, hope you are well. Sadly can't speak because I'm working and going in a lot of meetings, but I have you up and watching as I can. Have a good stream. Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Malachi Hamet. Always good to see you around. Hopefully everything's going well at work. Maybe this should be the second one. Okay, and then this third one. Raised it, staring at the door, opening it. One line of threats instantly erased itself from his mind. A singular node of perception illuminated the facade. Adrenaline surges, youth... Is that literally perfect? He radios. You need to see this. This is literally perfect. Watch. Man stumbles out, robe gaping, his face lost in a bottle. We've got a problem, child. Daniel stresses in the presidential suite. As Daniel deals with the chaos in the presidential suite, the poker game below continues, oblivious to the storm brewing above. Adrenaline surges, youth flooding and then we instantly go into Tanner's scene right as the music dies. With, is it this? No, it's this. No, where's Tanner? Oh, it has to be this then. Yeah, no, it's this. Yes. This actually has to go like right there. You need to see this. The master bedroom. And this needs a fade in of robe gaping, like his face lost in a ball. We've got a problem, child. Daniel stresses in the presidential suite. As Daniel deals with the chaos in the presidential suite, the poker game below continues, oblivious to the storm brewing above. Adrenaline surges. Okay, let's... As Daniel deals with the chaos in the presidential suite, the poker game below continues, oblivious to the storm. No, it needs to be over more. It needs to be like here. Game below continues, oblivious to the storm brewing above. Adrenaline surges, youth flooding his veins, cinnamon and jasmine clash with sweat, K-pop blaring. Tanner snorts, rubs his nose, and gulps liquor, the sting sharp against the drip in his throat. A camera flashes, clicks echoing. Cindy slices a line with a card, rolls a bill, and inhales. Ooh, love this rich shit, baby. You're the best. Hell yeah, Dad's private stash. Thinks he's hot shit. I live my own way. He can exasperated gulps with each flash. He slams the bottle down, the thud ringing out, and staggers to the counter, fixated on the leftover Coke. Cindy smirks, lining it up. Tanner sways, legs buckling. She snorts all 4 lines. Okay, so we need more. So what's this? Can we just duplicate this? Four-second fade out and like 4-second fade in. It's buckling. She snorts all 4 lines and flips them off. The world spins and shakes. Tanner stabilizes, blinking at the bare counter. Fucking bitch! That was the last of the stash up here. Now I have to go grab the other one in the luggage storage. Don't leave, Harold warns. Futile. Someone might come. Stash is down there, Tanner snaps. I'm getting it. The intercom on the chair arm buzzes to life at the sound of Daniel's voice. We have a... Oh, that's perfect to end right there. We need more music though. So let's go back to... Where is it? This one. Intense. What about go back here, grab more over here. More classical. Maybe this. Let's try this. No, not that one. This one? Yeah, this one. And a new folder, drama. Oh my god, it's Malachi! True, Callie. It's always those random people that pop in that you never expect. I'm sure there's people like that lurking in the background at all points in time, right? Just feeding off of multiple streams at the same time. I mean, that's exactly what I do, so I expect, you know, at least in some way, shape, and form, that's how other people do it too. Frig, did I lose it again? Sure, we can try that. Okay, let's try these and see how these work. Okay, we had the other folder there for a reason, for this, for the music that's in there. So if we're going to use all of these, we'll take this, this, and this, and there, and there, and there, and there. Down 22, 28, 25. Down there, Tanner snaps. I'm getting it. The intercom on the chair arm. The intercom on the chair arm buzzes to life at the sound of Daniel's voice. We have a problem, child. Come up to the top deck, presidential suite. Josh switches it off, leaning forward in his chair. Cindy pulls her phone out. Touch him. Josh and Daniel nod. Not the Tanner mumbles. Guard, blackmail. Blackmail the guards? Josh asked. Tanner shakes his head. Bribery. Who'd you blackmail? Harold. Okay, this is the end. I think we just need something like this here to bridge the gap between the two. Blackmail. Blackmail the guards? Josh asked. Tanner shakes his head. Maybe there? Cuffs him, hauls him up. They enter to gasps. Cindy and Harold freeze, doomed. Tanner, how'd you get on? Josh demands. Gonna have to catch me! Tanner slurs, lurching. His feet tangle, and he crashes. Daniel cuffs him, hauls him up. They enter to gasps. Cindy and Harold freeze, doomed. Tanner, how'd you get on? Josh demands. Then to Daniel. How Tanner stumbles across the plane, but communications dropped. Dubai's air traffic. Daniel pursues. Simon, it's Daniel, he radios. Rogue critter, Tanner, heading your way. Tanner? That weasel? Corner him? Always. Outside the plane, the world watches in growing alarm. News anchors scramble to make sense of the unfolding crisis. We interrupt your program with urgent news. A man with a press badge appear to be the only ones reporting. Attempts to stall has ignited this fire. This has made negotiations tenuous. So the new seem ready for it. The cure only works at a young age to adapt with your body and grow in order for it to become effective. Parents balk at this experimental drug, despite its 70-year history and recent breakthroughs. Western resistance pressures the globe. The summit signing vow has ignited this fire. This has made negotiations tenuous, so the new declaration that the signing will happen is ramped these to the extreme. That's some insight, Devon, but what is to be done about the hijacked plane? Details are thin. It's on course for Dubai. Plane smashes through, wings torn, Oh yeah, I think that works really well. The skyline, too close. The Burj Khalifa looms. The plane vanishes behind it. It's just great when it just fucking lines up. It just works, man. We've lost. An explosion rips through. Metal grinds, glass shatters, smoke billows. The plane smashes through, wings torn, tumbling. Floors collapse. The fuselage slides down, crashing head first. As it See, I think having a visualization is so much more powerful than having, like, the AI or anything like that. Because, I don't know. So, we're just gonna do visualization. Go save project. But there we go. Now we just need to, after the stream, just like let it run through the visualization, get the visualization done, and then we can post it. And we have all the music that we use, so we can just drop that into the description, easy peasy like. And there we go. We have another short story ready to upload, guys. That's how easy it is. It'll be even easier once we have more and more and more of the B-roll and the music. So we can just like pop and pull basically from what we need. So now we can move on to the part that nobody likes. So while I'm talking, we'll bring up the clip as always, because this is usually what sparks my want for AI commentary. So where was it? I think it was around here.
Yeah, I commented on it. Yeah, very, very odd. They started targeting children and the boat sank. Yeah, I think so. I think that's exactly what happened. And probably because we trans are the superior gays. That's, you know what? Keep doing that. I'm sure that's going to work out great for you. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. That seems like a really good winning strategy. It's telling the gay people that you're better than they are. Yeah, of course. But no, I do think that now that I look at it, like sexuality and gender are two very different things. And so combining them inside LGBT, I don't think really does make sense. I don't. I feel like these are two very separate issues. And like again, it was like such an eye-opening thing. I never thought about it this way, but it makes perfect sense in this regard. So yeah. Let's see here. It seems unfair. Yeah, no, definitely. And let's see here. I can find the rest of these. I'm literally never returning to Twitch. Fucking finally. Yeah. I know. And we do an.
True, Eddie. Oh. So. How do we word this? So, if the LBG Okay. So something along the lines of this. If the LBG in LBGTQIA or is it like IAQ? Plus, it's referring to sexuality, i.e. the way you are attracted to others, and the two is about gender and how you feel about yourself. Should they not be under separate acronyms and not connected due to their foundational differences? See what the AI thinks about this. Question of whether the components of the acronym should be separated into distinct acronyms based on their focus, sexuality versus gender identity and expression. Why they're combined. Acronym merged historically to unify marginalized groups who face discrimination based on their sexual orientation, gender identity, or both. The shared experience of challenging societal norms around sex, gender, and relationships creates... What the fuck? Uh-oh. I think my fans lose. Yeah, I don't know. Well, shit. I don't know what to do. What do I do, guys? The fuck do I do? Doesn't look like it. Oh, here, I know. You see anything? Sounds like that's where it's coming from. Well... Oh my god. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I guess I'm restarting the computer. I'll be right back, because this isn't going away. And it's scaring the shit out of me. So, we'll be right back. Today has been